chosen ones, empaths. The term walking on eggshells is always held in regard to the empath, how we have to appease the narcissist and we're stepping on eggshells, tiptoeing around to appease them, like we don't want to upset them, and that's what the term walking on eggshells is always held in regard to. But I've kind of discovered a different angle that you could look at on walking on eggshells, right? Now, if you take it back to the beginning of the relationship, right? The narcissist didn't show you who they truly were, right? They lied through their teeth. They masqueraded with artificial light. They made out they were something they wasn't, right? But from that point onwards, through the duration of the relationship, however long it lasted, right? Whether it was a few months, years, decades, whatever, the narcissist had to tiptoe around. They were walking on eggshells to stay around you. You see? They were the ones that were confined in their brains and restricted and couldn't literally be themselves. So they were actually, in fact, walking on eggshells around us because they were hiding their true identity. They were hiding what really lurks beneath the surface of them. And they were tiptoeing around us, pretending, being pretenders, right? Masquerading with artificial light. They were pretending to be something they wasn't. You see, they mirrored us throughout the whole relationship. So everything we think they are there is a lie. So they were the ones that was walking on eggshells. As much as we did walk on eggshells to appease the narcissist, we did, because we were faced with devaluation, abuse, and all sorts of stuff. But they were still trying to mask their true identity. They were still trying to mask who they really are, because they knew if we found out who they really were, we would kick them to the curb. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It will take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But you've got to see it for what it is. They were tiptoeing around. They didn't want to have any chink in their armor. They didn't want to see any crack beneath the surface. They didn't want to give nothing away. They wanted to keep it up. They wanted to keep the facade up. They wanted to keep pretending, and keeping us in the fog, right? So we don't see what's really going on. We don't really see who they really are. We could have had friends and family that come up to us and said, look, about this person, they told us about this person, and still we couldn't see it, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it, right? But we would have had people telling us about this individual. We still didn't see it. But the narcissist maintained themselves in a prim and proper way, hiding the facts and hiding their true identity. And throughout this entire duration, they were tiptoeing around on eggshells. They were walking on eggshells, making sure not to crack any, so we notice. They didn't want us to notice, right? And they done it right beneath our nose. This is what they done throughout the entire relationship. So I just wanted to add a slightly different angle to the term walking on eggshells, because it's always held in regard to the empath walking on eggshells for the narcissist. But at the same time, they were doing the same thing for us, to be in our company, to get our love, to be around our presence, right? If we knew what they really were, if they slipped up, right, earlier on, and we knew who they were, we would have been done with them. We would have been done with them a long time back, and they knew this the whole time. And this is why I want to elaborate on the pressure that's actually inside the mind of the narcissist. You see, because they knew they're not lovable for who they really are. They know they're not lovable. They know they don't deserve what we're pouring out to them. They know that wholeheartedly. They know that. It causes a lot of internal collision. It causes a lot of pressure on their brain, right? Because they're hiding. They're constantly pretending. They're constantly hiding. They're constantly acting, right? And they can never be free and liberated with oneself. They can never just be themselves, so to speak, around their flying monkeys, around their friends, family, they might show their true colors. But around us, they hid it very well. They hid it very well. And I'm telling you, it takes the toll on the narcissist. It's a lot of pressure on the narcissist. I'm not feeling sorry for them. I'm not trying to, but I'm empathizing with them to some degree, to know that they did have a lot of a heavy weight load on their shoulders to keep up the act, to keep up the rouge of being around us. It's not an easy ride they had. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. It wasn't all easy. Yeah, they might have been taking and just taking and taking and taking and not giving nothing. But their giving was them pretending. Their giving was them acting for something they're not. You see? So, I hope this video helps you understand how they did actually, in fact, have to tiptoe around us. And they did, in fact, not want us to know what they truly are. You see? Because we've got to be realistic now. If we knew what they were, we would have washed our hands with them long time back. It wasn't until the unmasking, and I will elaborate on this because a lot of you think that they unmasked themselves. No. God unmasked them. The universe unmasked them. We unmasked them to some degree too. They always wanted to hide behind that mask. They always wanted to stay confined, hidden, safe behind that mask. They never want to be exposed. They never want to be exposed. And that's why oftentimes when they do get exposed, they may ghost, they may run away, they may do anything to try and keep up that facade and hide. They'll hide. They'll keep hiding. Because once they know you see through what they are, they know the jig is up. And they'll run for the hills. And they'll hide. And they'll move the goalposts. And they'll turn the argument into something else. And they'll get you chasing after them when, in fact, in reality, they know they've overstepped the boundaries. And the jig is up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why they move the goalposts an awful lot. But just realize, as much as you had to walk on eggshells, we did have to walk on eggshells. We did. I'll touch on that a bit. We did, like, we used to not do this, not do that, because it would upset the narcissist, or we wouldn't do this, or we wouldn't do that, because it would upset the narcissist. We did used to do that stuff. But their walking on eggshells is slightly different. Their walking on eggshells was literally being around someone's presence in stealth mode, being a secret little creeper around us, just pretending to be something they're not. Constantly pretending to be something they're not. And I'm telling you, it's an immense amount of pressure that they must have felt in their heads. They didn't feel free. That's why after they get rid of us initially, they feel relief. But then the regret kicks in. Then the dumper's remorse kicks in. Then all of that kicks in. But initially they feel relief because they don't have to act no more. They don't have to keep up this facade. You see, they don't have to keep it up no longer. That's why they feel relief when they first get rid of us. But it doesn't last long. It's not long-lived. It's only an immediate influx of emotions that makes them feel that relief. But soon it dies out and they begin regretting. They begin comparing us to the new supply. All of that I talk about in previous videos will begin to kick in. But this video is based on the fact that they did actually step on eggshells through the entire relationship, trying to make sure they didn't slip up. And they did slip up a few times. That's the red flags. The times when we saw a few red flags, that's the time when they stepped a foot in error. You know what I'm saying? They stepped a foot in error, and we could have picked up on it, but it wasn't enough to go by. Maybe it was just a little inkling. It gave us a little thing, and we missed it, or we ignored it. But they didn't want them red flags to be shown. They didn't want to be exposed. That's what you've got to understand about the essence of the narcissist. They never wanted to be exposed. And honestly, if God didn't expose them, they'd probably still be by your side now. But it was out of their hands. It was out of their control. And the universe and God exposed them to what they are. And that's the reason you lot have separated. Never think it was the narcissist's choice. It was down to God and the universe saying, no more am I going to let this toxic being be around one of my gentle, light-bearing empaths. So anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you would like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I have the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. The link for that channel is also in the description box. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.